It was him.
It was that guy.
During the pandemic, you'd say, "Oh, we just cured," and you click on the link, and it's just like.
Was it your mom? Was it your mom that sent the link before she took off? Or might have been Charlie's mom. Charlie's mom sent one of those links, you know, with the big dick on it to all of her friends.
Yeah.
Before she took off. And she landed and like 10 of her friends were like, what the fuck, Chris?
That got so many people. I sent it to my buddy. He read the headline, passed on to his girlfriend. His girlfriend sent it to her whole family.
Oh,
and they all
God.
got a bunch of dicks.
Oh my
It's
God.
so funny.
How do you know? I never got that one. I don't remember. I don't think.
This is the perfect way to start this podcast because you work in the news and people only read fucking headlines.
It's true. That is just the best.
It's fucking great. Traffic Thomas.
What's up?
Are you named after the video game?
No. There's a video game, Traffic Thomas?
Yeah, it's like what are those Java games or not? What was it? Shockwave? Remember Shockwave games back in the day?
No. I was never a big gamer. My mom made us play outside.
My mom also.
We did not get a Nintendo until like I think Nintendo 64 came out, and my neighbors were selling their Nintendo in the garage sale. That's when we got one.
How many kids are you?
There's 3 in my family. 1 older brother and 1 younger brother.
Your dad was a cop, wasn't he?
He was for 42 years.
Why weren't you a cop?
It did not interest me in the least. At all.
So usually, I'm really trying to learn how to be a podcast host.
Okay.
And in the past, I've just literally just dove into content without introducing people.
Okay.
So this is Traffic Tom Hillen, or as he is literally saved in my phone, Traffic Tom. Traffic Tom's on the news.
I'm in the news for.
But not anymore. You got a new big boy.
That's right. I got a little promotion, so I'm still Traffic Tom in the morning. But then I recently got promoted to our lifestyle show, 8 West. So I started that a couple months ago.
What's a lifestyle show?
It's where we bring people on from different areas of the community. Like we bring in a lot of senior living communities, or like today we had on Ludeman's floral and garden shop because they're doing their holiday open house. So we bring in different like community organizations and businesses to kind of talk about their products and what they do. And
It's like free advertising?
It is not free advertising.
They have to pay to be there.
Most of them.
Oh, really?
Some of the nonprofits will come on for free
I had no
when
idea.
we're promoting things like that. But it is it is
Paid promotion. I had no idea.
promotion, yeah.
I thought you guys were just
Which is
like,
why I can't do news anymore, because we cannot cross-contaminate that. I can't be on, talking, this business come on and pays us this money to sit and talk with me, and then all of a sudden I'm on the noon show and they're in hot water for something they did. It just is too much of a,
Got it.
murky waters that we like to avoid.
So when you are becoming, first of all, I guess the question is how did you become, because are you a news anchor now?
Not anymore.
So you would call yourself a celebrity?
Oh, well, let's not call that part of the reason. No,
A public figure?
I never use the C word to describe myself.
Cunt.
Some other people might use that word. No, I always say some people might know who I am.
Traffic
out in the
Tom.
community. Generally, middle-aged women.
Got
The grocery store, I'm always a hit.
The-
I don't know why. You know why? It's because the hours that I have, I shop at the same time as a lot of, people that can do their shopping in the midday. Those are the people that are watching 8 West or watch Daybreak. Then they go out and they do their grocery shopping, and I'm there, and then we get to talking.
Why did you become a news person? I keep wanting to say a news anchor, but you're not a news anchor
So
now.
I'm still a journalist. That's what my degree
Oh,
is
that's a
in.
great fucking word.
Yeah. Or I'm a host.
A
now.
reporter, a host,
See, I don't really do. You could say I call myself a traffic anchor.
a traffic anchor.
anchor in the morning and a lifestyle host later on. So it all started back in 8th grade, believe it or not. Mrs. Rubel was my 8th grade social studies teacher, and she made us do a job shadow. And I was, still to this day, am obsessed with Law and Order across the board,
Is it 'cause
except for
you're bad?
criminal intent. No. I love lawyer shows. I love the law. I love the courtroom. So I wanted to be a lawyer. So, my dad being in law enforcement knew all of the prosecutors and all that kind of stuff. So he set me up with a job shadow at the prosecutor's office for a day. So I went to job shadow one of the prosecutors there. And it is not like Law and Order.
No, it's all
There
reading
are no
and stuff.
Jack McCoy moments. There are no, gotcha on the stand. I'm sure some of those exist.
Your Honor.
Right. I object. I was all ready to watch all of that. It's a lot of paperwork. And so I was like, I don't know that I can do this all day, every day. Now, looking back, I really should have just sucked it up, gone to school the extra 4 years, and made all that extra money.
Oh, dude.
But,
Well,
you know.
according to ChatGPT, you're worth about $5 million.
Well, ChatGPT could not have that more wrong. Okay, so do not trust that. I am definitely not worth that. I'm also not in my 40s, just FYI.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
It sent that out. That's not accurate either. There was something else. Oh, yeah, I had my height at like 5'8" or something. Definitely 6'1". So,
with some lifts on, bro.
No. From the get-go.
I used...
Anyway, so I was like, I don't want to do this. So then we watched the Today Show every single morning, that section when Ann Curry did all the headlines before she got promoted and fired. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to read the news. So then I did that, the high school broadcast news and whatnot, and then I did in college, and then got hired at Wood TV, and 13 and a half years later, here we are.
I'm assuming you went to Central. That's like the broadcast school, right?
Fire Up Chips.
Fire Up Chips?
Yeah.
Fire Up Chips. I got a lot of friends
I did 1 year at GRCC, so it was a Raider for 1 year, then it transferred.
I also have my Raider card, by the way.
Okay, did you ever eat at the Raider Grill?
No, I was not that good. I went during the summer to take off some. I was a college athlete, so I had to take some of the workload during the school year.
I was never mind. I didn't do any athletics in college. I took bowling for 1 credit.
Were you a frat star?
No.
There's no frats? You're not.
Well, there are. I didn't ever pledge.
I guess that makes sense. Doesn't really fit your persona.
But let me guess, you were.
Well, no, there weren't frats at Aquinas.
You went to Aquinas?
Yeah, I love Jesus. Big Jesus guy.
That's right.
No, I went to Aquinas. I tell people I went to Brown because I took a summer class there, and it really trips people up.
Okay, Brown is on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, Brown was one of the.
Philadelphia?
Oh, dude, I should probably know that if I'm going to
You went there.
I think Providence. I think it's in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island?
I should probably figure this out.
Yeah.
I feel like kind of proper.
But I will say, Aquinas does have a beautiful campus.
You should move a little closer to your microphone because my blips are bigger than yours.
Okay.
We're still learning, guys. I'm super sorry. So you were talking about how you became a news anchor. So you were just like, I'm gonna go do this in college, right?
Yeah. News Central 34 is what it was called.
News Central 34.
Uh-huh.
Everybody it's probably pretty competitive. Everybody's like, we're all in school to be the same thing. We all want to be the anchor.
Right. Everyone wants to be the anchor, or everyone wants to be the meteorologist.
Do you have to have a special background to be a meteorologist?
Yeah, you have a completely different path in school. Like, you take some of the same broadcast classes, but you have to do a lot more math and science courses.
So that you can read what's going on?
So that you can study the models and understand what's going on. And then after school, they have to become, in order to work for us, you have to be AMS certified. So the American Meteorological Society, I think. Don't quote me on the S. But so they have to undergo this pretty massive test and score a specific amount. And then once you pass, you're assigned a number, and that's your meteorological number. So not all stations require that. I think some of the like the Alpinas, the Marquettes, some of the smaller stations, you don't necessarily have to be AMS certified. But once you get to our level, then generally speaking, all of our meteorologists are AMS certified.
So you're not as a meteorologist or the weather guy.
I am not that.
The weather guy. They're doing their own deductions about the weather.
So I have limited knowledge about this, but there's several different models that will come in and predict. So there's my favorite for no particular reason, but it's the European model. Then you have the American model. I think there's the Canadian model, and I don't know. Like, our system that we use is called Barron. So there's the Barron model. So you get all these models that come in, and then they kind of have to put that all together and decipher. Sometimes, and again, I don't have any direct knowledge of this, I just work alongside of them, but sometimes, like, the European will say we're going to get 12 inches of snow. One of the other ones will say we're going to get 3 inches of snow. They got to figure out which one is correct or where in the middle that is. So they go off of, past weather systems, how they've played out. The hard thing about us is we have the lake, and that can change things. It can either, boil things up, or it can take things down.
Do you have any special responsibilities as the traffic guy? Like, do you have to go drive around and look at the traffic, or
I don't have to, but there are some. They don't test me, no. But there are.
You said it was the S curve.
I will. I
southbound and it was northbound.
A lot of my colleagues will either text me or when is this project going to be over, or what do you know about this? And so here's the thing: we cover 14 counties, and if you've lived in Michigan for any time, you know that. I mean, that's hundreds and hundreds of construction projects. Now, do I claim to know them all? Absolutely not. I try to know the big ones. So, I work closely with MDOT as far as the information that they put out.
You got a contact over there?
Oh, yeah.
Guy?
Oh, yeah. I got a guy there. The good thing is a lot of them put that information out pretty early, and there's different maps and emails and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of compile all of that and put it into our system, our maps. That is what you see on television, and that makes it so it's hopefully clear and concise about what the construction is. But it's not just construction this time of the year and all year long, but particularly this time of year when construction is mostly done. It's all the crashes. Like, we had all that snow on Tuesday, not necessarily here in Grand Rapids, but Holland, Kalamazoo. Holland, Ottawa County was a crap show. Yeah, a circus. So it's tracking all of those, and then you have 45 seconds to talk about it, every 15 minutes, but it's like, okay, well, I have 17 crashes. Which ones do we talk about?
So you're on a cycle.
Yep.
And it comes back to you how often?
Usually every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes, and then you have to hit like the same points, or do you have to have new content every 15 minutes?
So it really depends. I go off of, so if there's nothing happening, then I bounce around to different areas of our viewership. Now, if 131 in Grand Rapids is shut down at Wealthy Street.
Like when the milk tanker rolled over?
Exactly, when the milk tanker ran. I'm going to hit that every single 15 minutes because 120,000 drivers run that section of road every single day. That is way more impactful than a crash in Barry County.
Dude, it is pretty insane that the milk tanker rolled over.
I know. There's so many puns to be made there.
Yeah, I heard they let out all the cats from the Humane Society to go clean it up.
I just hope no one cried over the spilled milk. That's low-hanging fruit.
All right. I always thought that you were just getting there was like a I guess it wouldn't. My thought doesn't even make sense now that I had a conversation with you. Like, there's somebody texting you, being like, "Hey, this is what's going on out there," but somebody has to make that answer up. Like, somebody has to figure it out.
So there's a database, a couple different databases. MDOT keeps track of all the main roads, so when there's crashes there, they put that information out. Kent County reports when they respond to a crash. Ottawa County reports when they respond to a crash, and City of Grand Rapids reports when they respond to a crash.
When you say reports, like you're getting a text message?
Nope, they go onto a map. That map that anybody has access to. So you can look at it, I can look at it, but that's where I get all my information from. And then we do get...
What's that map called?
I don't know.
You just have it on your desk.
Yeah, I have it all saved. MI Drive is the MDOT one.
What is it? Arco Iris is the one that tells you like international incidents and stuff. It's some other thing.
I don't know.
I completely took us off track. Don't listen to me.
Okay. Do I need to know international incidents?
I mean,
I do keep track of the airplanes too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Like when
I'm a big aviator. I love aviation.
Like when the planes come, when the president comes to town, you'd be like, "Hey,
well,
there's no planes."
When the president comes to town, there was one day. It was President Trump or VP Pence. One of them had come to town. And they had called me in to do evening traffic reports because, they shut the freeways down.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, I have no access to any of my MDOT cameras. So MDOT has cameras positioned all over the freeways.
And you guys show the feeds sometimes.
And I can show the feeds.
You can choose to show it to what?
Yep. And all of a sudden, I don't have any access of where that camera points or moves, but all of a sudden they all go to black. I'm like, I'm planning to show I'm like, oh, they blacked them out when the president, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. They don't want me watching his motorcade come down the road.
So you can see the S-curve and
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Did you see that guy that got hit by the police officer a couple years ago that was like, you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you were talking about. You should not be laughing about that, Luis.
He survived, by the way.
Yes, he did. And I don't remember what time of day that was happening at.
It was the middle of the day because I was at work, and I remember I was trying to leave.
What is middle of the day to you? Middle of the day to me is like 10 a.m.
It was probably
middle of the day to you, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. So I remember watching it play out, and I remember us slowing it down and highlighting where he was and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you see some interesting. You see some crazy things.
Was it an MDOT camera that saw that guy that launched off of the door exit?
It had to have been.
Right? Did you see that video?
No. They don't have a camera there. That I think that was either dash. I think that was dash cam.
Oh yeah, it's such a good video.
That one was.
And that guy also survived.
How do these things happen? The one that I was watching today, which has nothing to do with West Michigan, but a 12-year-old in Ann Arbor stole the forklift.
Yes.
And hit 12 cars. And at one point, you hear the cop go, We're shutting it down. They're like, we're not. The kid wasn't stopping.
I saw that.
12 cars. He took them out with his forklift.
I heard he was adjusting the thing up and down too.
Was he?
Yeah, I heard he
Because
was
I
pretty
only was
adept.
watching the dash cams. I was only in the rear end of the, so I didn't see the actual spikes.
Oh, it's too
So it was
good.
one of the ones that goes like way up and way, like what they use to like lift the shingles onto your roof.
That's a great reference.
Yeah. We were watching it. I was like, what is happening? 12 years old. Who left the keys in?
I was just going to ask that. How did
because
you
it was nighttime, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah,
It was at least done. It was not middle of the day.
So I have two things. Once back in college, they had left one of those in front of my house. Not a big one. One of like the skid steers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah.
And they lock from the outside.
Yeah.
And it was not closed all the way, and I got inside of it, and it was locked from the outside, and I was stuck in it for an hour. I was texting my friends, and they had to come back from the bar to let me out.
Oh my god! Now I've been known to climb into one or two of those construction equipments when they leave them out and just to see, but
100%, 100%. I deserved every
I did
piece of it.
accidentally start a boat at the boat show once.
Dude, awesome. That is awesome.
I didn't think it would actually start.
Did you like turn the key?
Yeah, and all of a
For a
sudden,
photo
and then like I was like, you know, and then the whole hall smelled of boat exhaust, and I was like, oh my god, this is so. Walk away.
So you get to do a lot of cool stuff like that.
I do get to do a lot of cool stuff. Like the Wine, Beer, and Food International Festival was just here. I got to go to the VIP event.
Did you go to it one night then?
I did. Yep, I did. Went Thursday night, so that's cool. So with this new 8 West gig, the lifestyle show, it opens up the door to do a lot of those really cool experiences. Like I went to Taste of Hope it was out at Frederick Meyer Garden, and it is a benefit for the American Cancer Society. And they bring in like 12 of the best chefs of West Michigan, and they all pick their favorite dish and cook it, and you go around and you taste it and you judge.
Awesome.
Yeah. So.
One of my friends, Charlie, who you know.
Oh yeah, I know Charlie.
Charlie got invited to be a celebrity chef at Aquinas's annual gala, and not only
Does he cook?
I was about to say, not only did Charlie not go to Aquinas, but Charlie also does not cook. He was
So what did he accept?
No, he sent them an email trying to introduce
Like
him to
first
me.
of all, I know if does he have any affiliation? Is he Catholic?
No, he's Christian Reformed.
Of course he is.
They're just like, oh, he's a young adult with a good job. We should
Right,
get
yeah,
him
we
his
should.
wallet.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They were after the money. They needed an endowment.
Oh my god, it was so funny. So apparently, I might be doing it. He sent an email to introduce
But
me.
you can cook.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I like to think so.
I mean, I would think with your background, you're Argentinian and Italian.
Yeah, I got that proper Dago vibe. I used
Yeah.
to put the chain on.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't cook, then
Well, also I'm a big boy. Like, this was not by accident, right? I legitimately would think that was fun. Like,
to
do like a celebrity chef thing.
that would be phenomenal.
Have you ever had to cook for a bunch of people?
No,
No.
never.
Dodged a bullet.
I would never do that. And the other thing I will never do again is any sort of an eating contest.
Oh my god, tell me more.
So, okay. So I was like brand new to Daybreak. So it's like, okay.
Like a week ago.
Like 13 years ago. Okay?
Oh, Daybreak is like the morning show.
The morning show. So I'm like green. I am 22. I'm trying to get my name out there,
Eyes
right?
full of optimism.
Right. And so it was the Fulton Street Farmers Market had just like refurbished, reopened, and they were doing a blueberry pie eating contest. And no one else wanted to do it. That should have been my cue of like, do not do this. I was like, I'll do this. So before I even get there, do you know who Free Beer and Hot Wings is?
Yeah.
So when I worked the morning show, I worked with my photographer, Dave Limbaugh. We worked like every day together, and he is like one of their biggest fans. So we would listen to them every single morning. So one morning they were doing their local segment, and they're like going through the list of the celebrities that are going to be doing this, and they're going down the list, and they're like, celebrity? Who's this Tom Hillen? I've never even heard of him before. And I forget which one of them chimed in then. It was like, oh, I know who he is. That is the guy that has the ball chin.
The ball chin?
Yes.
Like the testicle?
Yes, like a test. Yes. This is before I had a beard or anything.
I thought that was a gay joke.
No. And so here I am. I'm like, oh, my ego is just deflated. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, what did I get myself? I'm good friends with them now. And I bring that up to them almost every time. I'm like, do you know the first time you ever talked about me, you talked about the genitalia on my face?
I'm talking about
Actually, I
on your
scared
face all
the
the
very
time.
first time I hung out with him. I scared them, and I was like, "Do you know what the first time you ever said about me on your radio show?" And he goes, "Oh no, what?" I'm like, I'm like, whatever. If you can't laugh, you shoot off. Anyway, so I do the blueberry pie eating contest, and well, blueberries are about the size of your nostrils,
Yeah.
so you can't use your hands.
Yes.
So I'm face first in blueberries, and they're just getting stuck. I can't breathe. There's blueberry stuff. Oh my! It was terrible. I did not win.
What would have been the prize if you won?
Oh God, I don't remember. But the guy from 13 won. Like, why can I not think of his name right
George
now?
Lessons.
No. He works for Senator Peters now. I think. Yeah.
Rick Truer.
No. Peter. Oh, it'll come to me. Anyways, but apparently he is like a food eating champion. So yeah.
I have a food eating championship under my belt.
Is it hot dogs?
No, I did the hot dog challenge. The corner bar challenge.
Oh, is your name on the wall?
No, because I had what they would call reversal of fortune.
Okay.
Which is a very polite way to say that on Hot Dog 13 I started throwing up in the bathroom.
How many do you have to eat? 20?
You have to eat 14.
And you were on 13, you threw up?
Yeah, I was trying real hard. But they're 14 fully loaded hot dogs. They're beefy though. They got chili in the whole yards. Yeah.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that, but I was pretty sure. But I was like 1 or 2 away, and I started.
This is pre-fire?
Yeah, it was pre-fire. All my friends were like, "Didn't you do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did," but they didn't.
Peter Ross. Peter Ross is his name. Sorry, not to interrupt.
Oh yes, I went to high school with his daughter.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, back to your hot dogs. Chili dogs.
So I did that. Chili dogs. Yeah, I did that. I had reversal of fortune. It was not so great, and I lost. But must have been 2013. Myself, Tay Harris, Craig Demshuck, and Xander Kendall, we did the team hot tater tot eating contest at Bar Louie.
Okay. Bar Louie had a tater tot eating contest?
Yeah.
I used to love Bar Louie. They had a great happy hour.
And we each ate a pound of tater tots, and the whole team finished in like 11 minutes and 50 seconds or something like that. Real fast.
So where's the trophy?
They gave us T-shirts. And
okay.
When we went there, it was happy hour all the time for a whole year. So you got free tater tots and like half off beers. So it was
nice.
Happy hour forever. And I was a broke college kid. I'm a broke adult, but I was a broke college kid
at
the time. And it was great. I would go there all the time with my buddies. But I got a T-shirt for it. I will show you guys the picture. There's a picture of me with the T-shirt, and our team was named Getting Tot in here.
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah,
it's all about the name.
Yeah.
Because I was on a bowling league this past fall, and we struggled. We struggled to come up with, none of us were good. We were consistently in last place, but we joined because it was a rum punch league. So you got a big bowl of rum punch and 3 games of bowling for $15 a week. We're like, sign us up.
Where'd you?
Westgate.
So awesome.
Westgate.
Oh, God.
So we were the Britney Spears.
Bunch of gay guys.
No, it was just me and a bunch of women.
Okay, got it.
And to be fair, I got to give credit where credit is due, because I always say work smarter, not harder. Totally stole that from the gay bowling league on Modern Family.
I don't watch Modern Family, but
yeah.
It does not surprise me. There's a
right?
Bowling league on
Yes.
Modern Family.
Yes.
I have a question I was going to ask.
Okay.
Before you get off of Modern Family, I've seen this video online all the time. My absolute favorite scene from that show is when they're in the they're in the Vietnamese restaurant.
Oh, I just saw this the other day.
Like, I'm gay. She's like, you're not gay, you're just confused.
So they're in the Vietnamese restaurant. They're with her 2 gay dads and then her Colombian
mom,
grandma.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it's a great. It was just on one of my Instagram reels.
It's
so
funny.
They're like, okay, we're gonna go now. Because they just keep throwing out the wrong thing. I love that show.
I think everybody should go back from where they came from.
Yes, yeah. You know what? Everyone should just go back from where they came from. Oh my gosh. Such a good video.
Another clip I love from that show. Again, I've never watched the show.
I don't know. I'm questioning that.
Is when they were, Phil, is that his name?
Yep, the dad. Yep.
And he's
the realtor.
Yes. Okay. So they're standing.
Realtor.
They're standing in the front doorway, and she goes, and Sophia, what's her name? Sofia Vergara. She's like, and he's a realtor, not a real estate agent, which is a different thing. I don't know how. So funny.
Oh, such a good show. So
we talked about traffic, Tom.
Yep.
How you got here. We talked about doing the traffic part.
Yep.
What's gonna happen? Oh, news stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
News. What is? I don't want to ask this question without sounding like a reporter, but how you've been in the industry for 15 years ish.
13 and a half. Don't age me too much.
So it's probably changed quite a bit since you've gotten there. Has the role that local news specifically changed more, or do you think it's the national news that have changed the most?
Well, obviously the 2020 or the 2016 election changed everything. from a standard of how do we cover, what do we cover.
Like it made it more combative, or it made it more...
It definitely made, I mean, we became, I mean, when the leader of the free world calls you the enemy of the state, you know, that
Fair enough.
charges a certain group of people to hate you. And we saw more attacks on journalists than ever before. And I mean, it was just a very charged situation. Now, I will say local news has changed more so than national news. So there's this common misconception that we work hand in hand with national news. We have nothing to do. We carry the NBC logo and we carry NBC programming, but we are not affiliated with NBC corporate. We are owned by a separate corporation that owns a slew of local broadcast. So when we make editorial decisions about what to air and what goes on and who to interview and what to show and what not to show, that's all made at a local level. Unless we have to get like attorneys involved or something like that for like our investigative reports. But there is no one sitting in New York City determining what goes on the television station in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's just not the case. 99% of the decisions are made on a local level. Sometimes they have to be elevated to corporate to just make sure that we're not going to get sued or we're within the FCC guidelines of this, that, and the other thing. But, you know, usually the highest it will go locally is to our general manager. She has the final decision on if it has to get to her. Otherwise, it usually stops at our news director. There's a team of people that, you know, will make those editorial decisions, including the reporter that is working the story and producers that are involved in it. So I think that's the biggest misconception is that we work hand in hand with national news. We don't. We get content from them, like we get video from them. They send us scripts from around the world of like, you know, when you see something happening in Argentina or something in Italy, like we're not writing that because we're not gathering that information, but it comes from NBC. They are gathering that information. We pay for that.
You pay for it.
We have a partnership with them. I guess I shouldn't say we pay. I don't know which way the money goes. There's all kinds of like...
Your guys are in cahoots somehow.
You know, there's money exchanging hands, you know, and there's money exchanging hands with the cable companies for them to be able to, you know, put us on their airwaves. They have to pay for us. Of course, we're always free over the antenna. If you have an antenna, which more and more people are getting them again. But
where do you get an antenna from?
Best Buy, I assume. I don't know. But yeah, so I think local news has changed the most, and because of technology. So when I first started, we had these giant microwave trucks. Now we still have those.
Is that an industry term you just used? A microwave truck?
I mean, maybe, because it was a microwave signal. So like we have like a giant microwave dish that is perched on top of Plaza Towers.
You keep saying the word microwave. Is it the same microwaves that heated my pasta a little bit ago?
Maybe the same signal. I don't know. This is the engineering side that I don't really know. Here is how I would explain it. We put a mast up from our truck, and we position our dish to point at Plaza Towers. So the signal from our truck sends a beam to Plaza Towers. That Plaza Towers then sends the beam to our station. And then our station routes it through our control room, and our control room puts it to your television. Kind of like a satellite dish works, it's just on a local level. So now, we don't really do that anymore very much. We have these little things called TVUs. I don't know what that stands for, but it runs off a cell phone signal.
You'd assume that TV stands for television unit?
Sure, yeah, TV unit, I don't know. But they're like backpacks, they're even smaller now, but they run off a cell phone signal. And actually, you can get a TVU app on my phone, and I could stream you right now, and you could go on live on... I mean, it's crazy how technology has changed since I started.
Does it just make your job easier? Or does it make the end product better?
It makes the end product better. Cameras have gotten significantly better. Mm-hmm. So that's really... And smaller, for the most part. Like those were like 15, 20 pounds. So try holding that for a 20, 30-minute news conference when you're in a, you know, trying to all scrum around the... Scrum, that's what we call it when they're all rush. You know, so that has gotten better. Yeah, so it has made it easier and more complicated in the same sense. Like I used to be able to do all my own editing, shooting. I can't do that all anymore. It's just too much to be able to understand. It's just not my realm of. And as technology has advanced, I've not advanced with it.
How much There's so many questions. How much? Last question there. You used to do your own editing.
Yep.
How much involvement do you have in like the final deliverable that you give out? Like if you went and did a project, you're like, you kind of made me look fat in that video, or you kind of made me look like an idiot the way you cut that. Like, you involved in that stuff? Or?
Oh yeah, I have the final say.
Okay, so you can kill a story if you need to.
If I'm going to kill a story, there has to be merit behind why. It can't be like, it has to be like,
this is a garbage product.
Right, like, okay, we thought this was a story. This is not really the story we thought it was going to be. This really doesn't deserve airtime. That doesn't happen all that often. What generally happens is you start chasing a story, not knowing everything, and then as you gather the facts, you're like, this is not... Because people emails in tips all the time, and they sound super juicy, and then you really get to the nitty gritty, and you're like, okay, this party's mad at this party, and they're going tit for tat, and this is not, no one cares about it but these two people.
Do you get to do any investigative journalism?
Not anymore. No. And I never really did. That was never really my wheelhouse. I did a lot of breaking news. I did a lot of like community development back in my reporting days. We have a specific investigative team, and they're so good at what they do.
What skill sets do they have? They're good at Googling stuff?
They're good at uncovering. Like, they'll go to the courthouse, and they will find things. And they're just really good at getting people to talk that maybe don't normally want to talk, or they're fearless. They will chase people down, and they will put a camera in your face, and they will walk into anywhere. They're just good. I mean, we have...
That's the person who's like, excuse me, Tom, what do you have to say?
Exactly. We've got Ken Kolker, Susan Samples, Henry Erb. They are the best at what they do.
Are those real names?
Those are real names.
Those are real names. Jones in Grand Rapids?
Well, there is a Casey Jones in Grand Rapids. He's our community affairs director.
Isn't he? Is he Deadhead? Because that's a Grateful Dead song.
It's also like the reporter in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Is it?
Yeah. I think. Yeah, with April O'Neil, right? Or April O'Neil, maybe that's the reporter. I don't know.
Traffic Tom.
Yes.
I do not follow the lore of news reporters. The deepest I go is Tom Brokaw.
Oh, okay. I have his autobiography.
Really? Is it a good one?
I don't remember.
I feel like it's kind of bullshit.
He was born in one of the Dakotas, I think.
Him and Dakota? Like Pat Sajak and...
He is not... Pat Sajak is the host of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, but they get like put into these like hosting positions and they stay there forever.
Oh, yeah.
The only one that is infallible in my eyes is Alex Trebek.
Oh, R.I.P.
Right? I'm so happy that Ken Jennings took over.
You know what? Controversial opinion here.
You liked Maya more?
I was always Team Maya Bialik.
Why?
I don't know. I just found her nerdiness refreshing.
Like, I'm all about flower power and shit.
I thought it was time for a woman to take that role, to have a primetime game show host, steadfast plays. And I just liked her. I mean, she's brilliant. Not that Ken isn't. And I've grown to love Ken.
Ken Jennings.
I don't dislike Ken. Just I was Team Mayim. Which I followed that process.
Jeopardy's happening right now, by the way.
You know, because I am an elderly man. I love Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, and then I usually go to bed.
Dude, can we talk about how hot Vanna White still is?
She's got to work out.
Dude. And Pat Sajak's daughter is a rocket.
And I think she's gonna take over for Vanna, I think.
And then
if Vanna ever retires. Why would you ever retire if you're Vanna? You make $3 million a year to... I don't even know what she walks. She used to have to turn, but there's never going to be another Vanna White.
No, it's Vanna
especially with that name, which I'm sure is a stage name, but...
Is Ryan Seacrest taking over?
He is.
Is Ryan Seacrest gay?
Not officially.
No, he's just kind of
I mean, there's always been those speculations, right? So those are ones that you never...
So that's not like a win for the LGBTQ community.
I mean, if he is great...
Because if it is, like, he seems super gay.
If he is, great for him. I just, you always just want people to live in their truth. I don't know that he would become one of our, like, champions,
Dude, so funny.
Sometimes celebrities are not our best champions.
Like who? Kanye.
Well, I don't think he's part of our community. I was going to go with Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, yeah. He also, they. She also killed somebody when he was a he, and people don't talk about that.
That is true.
Yeah. That's why he changed his name. I think I'm so fucking bad at this. I'm gonna get canceled.
You know what? You probably already are.
he, they, them, zimzer. When they rattle off the zim, zers, they sound like a Xerox machine.
It is. Grammatically, it can be a mind twist.
I'm trying to think if there's any other gays that are really making a ruckus nowadays.
God, we've been kind of quiet lately, I feel.
Once you guys got gay marriage, there's really no other reason to hang out.
You know,
lit up now.
Yeah.
You got the LGs with the BTQ plus AIs and stuff, and they're taking a lot of heat.
Yeah, we're kind of taking. I feel like we're taking a little bit of a backseat right now. You know, whether that's good, bad, I don't know. We can. I mean, that's a philosophical. That is a.
Speaking of philosophical aspect of the gay,
yeah.
Do you think that it affected your career at all?
No.
By the way, Traffic Tom's gay.
Yep. If you didn't know.
Context.
No, I do not believe so. We're gonna
cut this up into clips, so people probably should know that.
I do not believe so one bit. Not here. A lot of people might think that it may have because West Michigan, parts of West Michigan tend to be more conservative. And I mean, I've gotten nasty things from people and blah, blah, whatever.
It's such a waste of energy. Right?
Yeah. I'm like, whatever. Water off a duck's back. I don't care. If you really feel that passionately about it, that you're going to email me or leave me a voicemail that I never listened to, like, whatever. But no, I've had amazing bosses all along, except for one. And I have never felt like that held me back. I've always felt that I was judged on my talent and my ability, not who I am as a person.
Do you think it changed some of the assignments that you wanted to take or assignments that you were given?
I don't believe so, and I will give you an example. There was a billboard that went up. This was years ago, before same-sex marriage was equal, and it had like a black person on there, an Asian person on there, a white person on there, and it said like not a choice, not a choice, not a choice, and then it had a person with a rainbow coloring over them. It said a choice.
That's how we identified them being as gay.
Yes, I don't. How else would you do it on a billboard? I don't know.
The one with the colors is the gay one.
The one with the rainbow over their face, or maybe they're holding a rainbow flag. I don't know. They sent me to cover that billboard because we were getting lots of emails about it, both for and against. So I interviewed the guy that paid to put the billboards up, and I interviewed someone from the Pride Center. So, I was out at work. They knew, and they didn't have a problem letting me cover that story, knowing that I was getting both sides would always be fair, because my job is not to interject my opinion. My job is to give you the facts and let you decide which one you think is right or wrong. And I bring up that example because after the story aired, I got an email both from someone at the Pride Center, or it might not even been at the Pride Center, someone in the LGBTQ community, and the guy that put up the billboards, and they both said the story was well done. So, yeah, so I don't think it has ever held me back. What they did hold me back from doing, and rightfully so, was my dad was the chief of police at Kentwood, and they would not let me cover any Kentwood stories that had to do with the police, just to make sure it didn't look like, and my dad would never have fed
Daddy
me.
Did a great job.
He never fed me information, but they wanted to make sure that there was never the appearance that we were getting preferential treatment, because, there was no hiding it. We have the same name. So
no one's on a common name.
That's why I always cry. Are you related to the Tom Hillen? I'm like, yes. The
Is
guy
it
with the
same
same
first
name
as you?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have different middle names, so I'm not a junior, and I'm the middle child. So.
Wait, he's like, I might want to sneak this one in while I still have a chance.
It was my mom. It was at the time, obviously, she firstborn was a boy, and she's like, if I only have one boy, I don't want it
to be named Tom.
Right. So once they got the second boy, that's why I'm named Tom.
My uncle's name is Tom, but is Thomas. So you're Trevor Thomas, I'm assuming.
Yep.
But his middle name is Fred, not Frederick.
Okay. Does it go by Fred?
No, it's just his
so
middle
it's
name.
Thomas Fred?
Yes, not Frederick.
Huh.
There's a whole story behind it. I probably should have been prepared to speak to that story before I brought it up, but there's a whole story behind it. You said, we talked about the thing. You said that you guys are worried about getting sued. How does the news get sued?
People don't like what we put on. Like, it usually happens when we, it's usually one of our Target 8 things where we, highlight a bad business practice.
Target 8's kind of
Target's the investigative branch of what we do. It's not like it happens a ton. And people threaten us more so than what I think. I don't know. I don't know every single time it happens. It could happen all the time. They don't tell us because it doesn't matter to us, because we're going to do the story but we run it through our legal team first to make sure that we're not crossing
So you got
any
legal
sort
counsel, or there's people that literally work for you guys that are just designed to not get caught, help you not get caught?
We have a legal team.
Oh, team, like
not in house.
oh,
We have like outside counsel,
like an agency,
Yeah.
an agency
yeah.
firm.
And I don't know whether those are local. I don't know whether those are corporate ones. So
Got it.
yeah,
And there's obviously they're specialized in this.
yes, in broadcast law.
Have you guys gotten sued while you were there? Have you ever gotten sued?
I have never, not that I know of. Not that I know of.
They're pretty good at deflecting it away.
Yeah. And I don't think I've ever been threatened either to be sued. Again, I didn't do a lot of those types of stories where, you're going to get sued.
What is like the raciest story that you guys did that you were like, oh, we're going to definitely go to jail? Someone's going to get in trouble for this.
Gosh. That's a hard one because there's been so many stories over the year, not so many. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one.
We can circle back.
Yeah. Yeah, I may not come up with an answer.
It's all right. Is there any I don't want to say, is there any aspirations further in your career, but is there any like trajectory or things that you need to do in your reporting career?
I would love to win an Emmy if I'm being honest.
You can do that as being a reporter?
Yeah.
I feel so
There's local, so it's the same Emmy. So I'm part of the National Emmy Association, or the Michigan National Emmy Association. I might be getting that wrong.
What does Emmy stand for?
I don't know.
It's just like a sound.
It's just some lady.
Is it really?
She's holding that globe thingy.
I thought
So
she
the
was the one
same
with
one
the
that
wings.
the
Isn't she the one
yeah,
with
she's
the
got
wings?
wings too.
Okay.
It's the same one, that you see
Time
on.
out. Before, I'm not so sorry.
Yeah, no.
Is the trophy from the movie stuff, is his name Oscar?
Well, that is the Academy Award. Is I assume his name because it's the Oscars. So, and his name must be Oscar.
And then
right?
that's why there's Tony. They said name after people.
But the Tony Award isn't shaped like.
What is Tony Awards for like stage acting?
Yeah, for Broadway and plays
And off Broadway.
and I don't
know. I just want to make sure I'm covering my bases. I'm
I
not
don't
trying
think
to
off
shit on.
Broadway qualifies.
So it has to be Broadway, like the locals.
Well,
local
yeah,
SpongeBob.
No, that's-
SpongeBob's not going to get it.
No, I do not believe that qualifies.
All right.
And then you got the Grammys, which are obviously not named after anybody. I don't think. Well, it's named after the gramophone.
Is it really?
That's why the statue is a gramophone.
Holy shit, dude.
So I think the Oscar is the Oscar. I think an Emmy is an Emmy, and I think that I'm trying to think what the Tony looks like.
We should make a note. This is a clip, by the way. We're educating right now.
Yeah.
So you want to when Amelia?
Yeah, I would like to.
Amelia, is it short for Amelia?
I do not believe so. Because it starts with an E, and I believe Amelia starts with an A.
No, you're right.
I could be wrong. I'm a terrible speller. That's another misconception. Journalists are not necessarily good spellers.
Are you a good writer? Or are you just like?
I'm decent. If I was a better writer, I'd already have an Emmy.
Did you want to do traffic, or was traffic just like, this is the job they're offering? It's like, I'm gonna learn a shitload about cars.
I know this is like be weird because it's like I've always been obsessed with like traffic. Like, so we as a family, we always drove to Florida every year for spring break. And the minute I got my learner's permit and I could drive, I would beg my parents to let me drive through Atlanta. Because the more lanes, the better. The more traffic, the more exhilarated I am. Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. So this was not a role that existed prior to me. Like, they brought this role on, and so I was the first traffic anchor there. And they presented it to me, and I hit a wall with my reporting. I was like, I'm tired. After 6-7 years of doing that, it's like, okay, I'm ready for a change. So that presented the change for me, which is kind of what the 8 West gig did too. I'd been anchoring for 4 or 5 years, 4 years, I think. And, I was ready for a little bit of a change. And so this just kind of came along, and it's been a perfect fit.
What is Terry doing now? She's got like a job, right?
Yeah, she's working for Jacobs Financial.
Is she a financial advisor?
I think she, I don't exactly know exactly. I think her big thing is helping people make that transition in their life into the empty nester and making the transition into retirement, I believe.
That's a pretty eloquent answer if you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm having lunch with her soon, so.
Yeah, circle back. We'll
Yeah.
give you the information you guys need.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you need to report on or promote or anything you want to talk about?
Watch 8 West.
Watch 8 West.
Monday through Fridays, 11 a.m. on Wood TV 8.
Do you guys stream that? Is it on the stream? Or do you have to have cable? Because I'm a cable cutter. I don't have cable.
You can. I should know the answer to that.
You definitely should. We'll cut this part out.
Here's the problem: is Well, this will go too in depth, so I won't go into it. But we're on WOTV4 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's ABC4.
I thought it was Wood TV.
That's at 11. We're on both. We own an ABC station and an NBC station.
Isn't Wood TV named after the Fernwood Furniture Company?
I thought it was after Woody the Woodpecker, but...
Are you serious?
Well, the Woodpecker used to be our logo many years ago.
Dude, I want some
If you
Woodpecker
do-
merch. Is there Woodpecker merch?
No. I've never had any. I should tell that to our promotions department. We
Yes.
should totally bring back the retro Wood TV 8 Woodpecker logo.
I still use my coffee mug all the time.
Your Wood TV 8 copy?
Yeah,
Oh,
the one we stole from you guys on Kayakapalooza.
Oh, God. That was fun.
You didn't come to Kayakapalooza this year.
I didn't. I was somewhere else.
Broke my heart.
I know.
We brought up.
Do you remember the first year I went with you and I didn't really understand what we were doing and I brought no alcohol with me? Just kept bumming off of all your friends. Oh my God, anybody got anything left?
Kayakapalooza. Oh my God, this year was out of control too. This year was pretty bad.
Did you bike again?
No,
Thank God.
I wanted to bike, but nobody wanted to ride
Yeah,
with me.
no. That's a brutal ride.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I rode this morning. I got Wahoo Zwift set up. It was
Okay.
the most expensive thing I've ever bought.
Oh.
Not actually, but it was really expensive.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm gonna be in such good shape. I'm gonna be fucking so fast. Are you gonna ride the Ram this year?
I never ride in the Wham.
Come on, do it. Then you don't have to do any of the
I'm doing the wish ball.
You're gonna ride your bike to the wish ball?
Probably not because I'm gonna have to be in a tux or something. I assume.
We get that picture of you and I, by the way.
Oh my gosh, from the when it was the tropical theme one.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You were in the shorts. You were killing it. You were killing it in the shorts. Then we went to. Did we go to Z's after that?
Remember they took my pineapple away.
That's right.
The guy
they
tried
did.
to kick me out.
Yeah, well, you were eating it.
I asked.
You brought outside food into a restaurant and cut into it and started eating it.
I put it on my pizza.
It didn't matter that you paid $100 for it.
I put it on my pizza. I
Oh my
bought a
God.
pizza. I cut up a pineapple. Yeah. And then I put it on
They
the
took
pizza.
it away from you. I
And I was
remember
like,
that.
no.
We went to Z's and then did we go somewhere after too?
Dude, every year the wish ball. Every year, the wish ball is like this really respectful event, and it just goes off the rails.
Once the official thing is done, then we bring the party.
Do you have anything you need to promote? I'm
No.
not sure. We don't have that big of a follower. We had 68 views in our last episode.
Okay.
But we can cut this up into clips so you can use it for something.
Perfect. No, nothing that comes to mind.
Dope. Well,
Yeah.
how do you think we did?
I think we did all right.
Dope. Appreciate you coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, this was fucking exciting.
It was.
What's going on, everybody? It's Luis from the future. Thank you to Traffic Tom Hillen, for coming on out. So this is our third episode. I think it's going pretty well. I don't have any sponsors yet, so if you know anybody, let me know. Thanks to everybody that's helping me with all this stuff. Jackson Meitner, Lauren Froman, our designer, Jordan Zimmerman. The music you hear is by my cousin Hans Budigi. I guess thank you to Tyler Dillon. He doesn't know, but we're still using his camera. Thanks to Charlie for letting us steal his GoPro. Also wasn't really consensual. Thanks again for everything, guys. We're having fun doing this.